Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's go ahead and get started today. So we are looking at scientific notation. Here's our little funny today. Miss Cadell found this. I thought this was hilarious. It's got all the toilet paper. He says, "This is fine. This is fine." Lucky. All right. So we are looking at scientific notation. We are reviewing numerical representations and relationships. This is part of category 1. Okay, remember category 1 is that first category of the STAR test, or really of 8th grade, that we're going to be learning about. We're going to go ahead and review that so that we can keep that knowledge in our brains. All right, scientific notation. Scientific notation is very, oh, I didn't get my draw button out. Sorry, guys. I'm still trying to get used to this PowerPoint without Blackboard thing. Okay. So scientific notation is very small or very large numbers are used frequently in math and science. It can be time-consuming and complicated to write these numbers. Scientific notation is a way to represent these numbers that makes them easier to read and easier to work with. So something like astrology, they're going to use very large numbers. So maybe something like 1, I don't know, billion, million. We'll do million because I can write that. Okay, so like 1 million. Well, if I forget one of these zeros, let's say I forget to write that zero, then it completely changes the number. Scientific notation helps us not forget that. And it's even worse with these small numbers that something like a scientist would use. It, like, say, somebody who's review or trying to find a vaccine for the coronavirus. If they're looking at it in a microscope and they're looking at how big the virus actually is, it's probably like 0.00000 whatever, oops, 3.1 centimeters long. Well, if they forget one of these zeros, it changes the number completely. So scientific notation keeps us from doing that. That's why we have it. Okay? Um, there's a couple of different parts to scientific notation. So the first part is the first factor is a number that is greater than or equal to 1 and greater than or equal to 1 and less than 10. Sorry, I thought I read that backwards a second. So it's between 1 and 10. It cannot be less than 1. It cannot be more than 10. Okay, so between 1 and 10. That is our coefficient or first factor. The second factor is a number, or it is 10, and it is being, excuse me, it is going to be to the power of a number. So the second factor is a power of 10. So we're going to have 10 to the power of something, or a power of something to 10, okay? A positive exponent means multiplication by a power of 10, okay? A positive exponent means multiplication by a power of 10. A negative exponent means division. Now, the other way that we have taught this to you guys, not just with the multiplication, is moving the decimal. If it is a positive exponent, the decimal is going to move to make a larger number. And then if it is a negative exponent, the decimal is going to move to make a smaller number. So for example, this one 7.2, we would write 7.2. There's a 4 here, so we would move it 1, 2, 3, 4 spots, and then any extra spots open we would leave as 0. So our new number would be 72,000 with a crazy looking 0. Same thing here, we would have 7.2, but then I would move my decimal to make a smaller number, fill in with zeros. So my new number will be 0.00072. Okay? So let's do some examples. I want you to go ahead and pause and then go and do these real quick and then go ahead and push play and see the answers. So push pause. All right, you should have pushed pause and then play. You should be playing for your answer. So I'm going to look at this first one here. I have a large number, so I know I'm going to have a positive exponent because it is a large number. I'm going to, my decimal originally is back here at the end. I want to move that decimal from back here to somewhere in between, oops, didn't mean to do that, Where is the back? I don't know how to erase. Okay, there we go. I'm going to move that decimal in between these numbers to where it makes the number between 1 and 10. If I put it back here behind the 8, it gives me 9,548. That's not between 1 and 10. If I put it between the 5 and the 4, that gives me 95.48. That's not between 1 and 10. So it has to go right here between 9 and 5. That gives me 9.548. That is in between 1 and 10. I'm going to always multiply by 10, and then my exponent is going to be however many jumps I made from the original decimal to the new decimal. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my exponent is 9. So that is my scientific notation. All right, over here, same thing. I want to take my decimal from its original spot and move it to where it is between 1 and 10. Oh, this is a small number, so I'm going to have a negative exponent. But I want to move that decimal to where the number is, or the decimal is between, the decimal will make a number between 1 and 10. So if I put it back here behind the 3, that gives me 123. Not going to work. So I'm going to put it right here between the 1 and the 2. That gives me 1.23. Of course, it's scientific notation, so times 10, and I know my exponent will be negative because it is a small, small, small number. And once again, I'm going to look and see how many times did I move my decimal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is a negative 7. All right, once again, guys, if y'all have questions, please email me. Okay, y'all need to be emailing me if y'all do not understand these. All right, so this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pause, and then we are going to play. So go ahead and push pause and get your answer. All right, you should have paused, and now you are going to answer, or going to get your answer, check your work. All right. So now we're going the opposite way. We're taking scientific notation and turning it into a standard notation number. So I'm going to take this number 6.294, and it is a positive exponent, so it is going to be a large number. So I'm going to move my decimal 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to put a 0 for every empty jump. Okay, and notice I didn't just add 8 zeros back here. A lot of you guys try to just add 8 zeros. This is 8 decimal places, 8 place values. This is not just 8 zeros. Okay, you have to be careful with that. So my new number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. Ooh, that is a big number, 629,400,000. All right, so now this one is a smaller number because it has a negative exponent. So I'm going to write 7.1. And notice I write it to this side because I know I'm going to go to the left with my place value because I'm making a smaller number. Doesn't matter though, you can start in the middle, go either way. Oh, excuse me. So I'm going to move my place value 4 times and then fill in with zeros. And then my new number is 0.00071. Okay, so you should have checked your own work and see how well you did. All right, this one should take a minute too. Okay, so don't just rush through this. Go ahead and pause and get your answers. Fill in the table. All right, you should have paused and then pushed play to get your answers. Okay, so here we go. And there it is. This one is a positive, so it is a larger number. Okay, so positive. This is I keep repeating this because this is the one mistake that I see made most often is not understanding the positive and negative integer, or I'm sorry, positive and negative numbers up here are powers. If it is a positive power, it's going to be a larger number. If it is a negative power, it's going to be a smaller number. See, negative smaller, positive, larger, negative, smaller. So I expect nobody to ever make that mistake again. All right, so this is our star practice question. So go ahead and push pause. All right, you should have pushed pause and now push play to get your answer. So once again, I'm going to take this number and I've put my decimal somewhere on that number to make it between 1 and 10. And that spot is right here between 1 and 6. So I have 1.65. I'm going to multiply times 10, and this is a smaller number, so it's going to be a negative exponent. And I moved it 1, 2, 3 times, so -3. So my answer is B. All right, that is all I have for today. Guys, please make sure we are watching recordings, doing all of the OMS work. There is a quiz in USA Test Prep for this week, 13.01. We are not going to have a whole lot of assignments, so you need to go back and complete old assignments. Anything in USA Test Prep, you need to complete it and send me an email. Anything that is below passing, go ahead and do an error analysis for it and email me that. I am doing majority, I'm calling people and working on grades. That's my #1 job right now. So you guys just need to pile it on me. Get those grades in, email me, let me know, get those error analysis in, email me. I expect tons and tons and tons of emails. I want to see them. All right, y'all have a great day. Let me know if y'all need anything, and I will see you guys later. Bye.